Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where on the day I'm recording this, which is the day before this video comes out, there has been a bit of a development in the RogueTech community. Apparently there have been some instances of extreme toxicity in the RogueTech online map Discord. It's apparently sufficiently bad that they don't want to talk about it, and I respect that. So, things may end up looking a little bit different. This is currently controlled by the Federated Suns. We're now in the offline map because they have completely shut down the online map. It's gone. So if we go into our navigation here, things will look a little bit different, but overall, this is still the same campaign that we had before. Things will be a little bit different with the stores. I have no idea what's even in here. Let's actually look. This looks pretty much the same, actually. So things will be slightly different here and there. Like, this will only regenerate on month ticks, and that might also be the case with the... Ooh. It's a weird one. Oh, it's a duo duel. Okay, that makes sense. Things also might be a little bit different with the mission generations, and we're not going to be seeing the pop-ups of planets changing hands and things like that. Ultimately, it's losing a little bit of the cool factor, but the core game is still the same. And that's the point. So, honestly, I highly doubt any of the RogueTech modders or mods watch my channel, but if you do, thank you for putting up with what apparently you put up with for a while, and I don't blame you. We're in the offline mode. Nothing else will change. And let's go ahead and tick forward here for a little bit until we get our repairs done. That's also the beta pod finishing up, so let's hop into engineering here, and we are going to see what we want to upgrade. Honestly, reducing our monthly upkeep by 5% adds up over time, and we're going to take that.
It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
Fantastic. Work on our mechs has finished up. Of course, this Clint did take a little bit of internal damage, and there was that upper arm crit last episode. And it's done. Fantastic.
Job's done, Commander.
Okay, so we're now ready to deploy, except that we haven't trained our mech warriors. So let's just go ahead and do that quick. A point of gunnery for Paladin is always great. For Pacifist, I think that we will take the point of piloting.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Ready for good to
Anything else here? Nope, we're good. Okay, so let's go ahead and deploy here.
Come on in.
And I kind of like the look of this one. 2.5 skull, anyway. Not the greatest salvage, not the greatest pay, but it is an assassinate mission in the Badlands. I guess we'll go for it. We're not going to have cold fire, of course. Coma has some points in the stealth, or rather in the Centurion. I think we're going to use Muffin Top here just to get some XP going there. Fantastic. Let's do this. Yep, we have some unused tonnage. That's fine. Fingers crossed that we actually run into some heavies here. Hopefully we do, but we will see. I'm also wondering if we are going to see some improved speeds with loading missions and exiting missions, with it being in the offline mode. I don't know. We'll find out. It's going to be very interesting to find out. Apparently there is talk that the online mode may at some point come back in a more private capacity, but honestly I didn't really interact with the online mode all that much. I'm probably just going to keep to the offline mode, is my guess. Unless you guys are really upset about that. But we need to destroy the war criminal and escape. Our intelligence has identified an infamous war criminal in the service of the Federated Suns on Brookland. We do not care about the Davian forces, but the criminal must be brought to justice, and by justice, we mean dead. We get paid only for a confirmed kill, although there's a bonus for clearing out any additional Davian forces. Still, it may be best to approach this as a hit-and-run operation. Yet, we're not going to do that.
Command interface
I'm like
initiated.
95% sure of that. Do we have any allies? Oh, I should point out, I changed no other options other than switching to, what was it called? RogueTech 2C, I think? The new offline mode. The War Criminal is somewhere up over this way, presumably. They've got some forces over here, I guess? Seems so. I actually kind of like deploying here. Not that one. Actually, I'm going to redo these, just because after getting stuck last episode, I'm a little paranoid. Let's try that. Now, we're very clustered together, there's no doubt about that.
But it's a dry heat.
Okay.
Let's earn some money.
There's some Davians out there, we're going to reserve. And we're going to reserve.
Keep your eyes peeled, Commander. This looks like an ideal place for an ambush.
Oh, I agree. I fully agree, Darius. It's definitely an ambush. This is likely to get some stray shot because we're clustered, but we had no stray shot there. That's nice. That's a fire starter. And we don't really know what those guys out there are. We're going to continue reserving here. So these guys are presumably the ambushers? No, these are the ambushers. These are the supporting forces. This guy is the war criminal. We will continue to reserve. I know that we are at risk of stray shot here. Not bad.
System's holding.
One more reservation. Actually, maybe a couple more reservations here. I want to reserve past phase 13. This guy over here, rather, is going to move now, this fire starter. Fascinating. Dual large laser. That fire starter is going to run pretty hot in these Badlands. One more reservation. This is the final one.
Sure. Just forget about me.
Okay.
What's up, boss?
Our chameleon is going to sprint forward to here.
Copy that.
We don't have much for LOS on anything because our sensors are down. We're just going to sprint forward to this cover and close in as much as possible this round. And our hunchback will get up here.
Affirmative.
There we go.
What's up, boss?
Okay, our Clint is going to position here.
Confirmed.
Aye, aye.
Our Centurion, this is our long-range Centurion,
We'll
it's
go.
going to be up over here. And then our Stealth is probably going to move beyond the cover here. We don't see any enemies right now, but we will by the time the next round starts.
Copy that.
Actually, we see them now. Okay. There we go. Wolverine, Strider, Enforcer, Centurion, Firestarter. A lot of mediums, nothing tremendously spooky over here. We're going to take our Clint off over this direction. I do want to get somewhat aggressive here. We see a Strider and a Line Holder back here. Okay. Good to know. Centurion, it is. Are we better off in short-range targeting? I kind of doubt it. 39.5 and 19.8. I think we'll stick with this. Decent damage to that Centurion. Fantastic. So the Strider is going to close on in. Firing on the Clint. Only getting a little bit of damage out. We're in cover with 3 evasive pips. Should be fine. That Firestarter must be running awful hot unless it's running a lot of double heat sinks. We don't have any information on its current heat levels.
Ready for orders.
We're going to move in with our Wolverine to here. And we're going to check these hit odds. 23.8. The binary laser is what we really care about here. 32.1 on that Firestarter, and I think that's probably going to be our best bet. Yes, indeed. Light him up. Decent damage there. Strider tries to close in a little bit. It's a ways out there still. Our Chameleon is going to sprint over to, I think, here.
Affirmative.
Check these hit odds on the Centurion versus the Firestarter. Firestarter is slightly higher on the medium lasers. The machine guns, I think, are not amazingly relevant for right now. Ah, we missed all of them. Sad. But not super shocking. Okay. Well, that rotary autocannon is good to know. An Arbiter out there. There's a lot of enemies, for sure. There's 9 total enemies. To our 7. But we should be able to even this up. Okay. That's completely fine.
Awaiting orders.
Our Centurion is going to position right here. This is our long-range Centurion. And let's just check these hit odds. 30%. The Ultra AC5 is what really matters here. Also 30% on the Wolverine. Firestarter it is. Light him up. Okay, I'm not sure that that's what I'd call lighting up, but sure. It'll do. Some sort of a railgun on that Enforcer there. That's definitely a little spooky.
Yeah?
A close-in Centurion is going to sprint as close in as it can, and we're going to check our hit odds on precision AC-20 ammo. 46 on the Enforcer, 33 on the Firestarter, 24 on the Centurion. Enforcer it is.
Our primary target is taking damage.
That is a structure exposure on our primary target.
A critical hit.
That was extremely solid.
I'm here.
The Stealth is going to cruise forward here and get pretty aggressive on that Enforcer. Hit him with everything you've got. This is his strong side. That'll do. He lost his evasive.
I'm receiving you.
The Hunchback is going to step forward here. This is moving through the fire. Hit that Enforcer.
Taking the shot.
Decent damage there. A small laser destruction. Another heat sink.
The target is retreating, Commander. Eliminate it before it escapes.
I'm not surprised that he's retreating right now. We're going to sprint to here with the Chameleon.
I'm already there.
That gets us in cover, 3 evasive pips, and front arc on this Enforcer, where we can fire on him again.
Engaging.
That's a torso destruction.
I think I hit something.
That is a huge, huge deal. Where's he trying to go to? Oh, he's trying to move past us. That's hilarious. The Clint is going to move up to here. This is flames on the way, so we're probably going to have to deal with heat. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. We could just fire the Rocket 20, but I think I'm just going to take the medium pulse laser shots here. Okay, a decent chunk of damage on that Firestarter. That does not matter. They completely miss. Sounded like a large laser to me on that line holder. Strider closes in. Firestarter fires on the Clint. That does a lot of damage. That was fairly painful. They have 2 Phase 17 movers here, a Strider and this guy, the Centurion. Strider closes on in. Fires on the Stealth. AMS goes kind of ham there, but doesn't hit anything. But the Strider also really didn't hit anything of note. Okay, the Centurion basically fully misses there. That's nice.
Orders.
Our Wolverine is going to move up to here. And we're also going to hit that Enforcer.
Roger that.
We did take out the prototype Gauss rifle.
Reporting critical hit.
The Enforcer isn't dead yet. Okay. Arbiter with like an AC-5, AC-10, something like that.
Yep.
Our J Centurion is going to sprint up to here. Now, I believe we could hit the Enforcer here, but I think that we should hit the fire starter. Nice. Structure exposure,
Oh,
engine
yeah.
crit, that's what I'm looking for. Yes. That's very, very solid. The Wolverine closes in a little bit, fires on our Chameleon, misses basically everything. We accept this.
Standing by.
Our long-range Centurion is now going to fire on the Enforcer.
Firing a full salvo.
That's going to be a knockdown. Panic level critical. He's not dead yet, though.
Orders?
The Hunchback is going to step forward here,
Acknowledged.
and we are going to finish off that Enforcer. I think we are going to use Artemis ammo here. Unfortunately, we are overheated from the flames, so we're just going to do this. That's not a kill. I was hoping that that would be a kill. PPC missing there.
Hey.
Our stealth could continue to get aggressive here. I actually feel like we should head out over this direction, though,
If you say so.
and hit this fire starter. We're a little concerned about our heat, so we'll not fire the medium-heavy laser. Okay. The Enforcer gets up. And does basically nothing. And then falls over again and dies. Okay. Well, our evac zone is through all of these guys anyway. So if we want to do this, we're going to have to get aggressive. And we should get aggressive here, for sure. So I would like... Do I want to get that aggressive? This is, I think, the smarter play.
Heading out.
We position the Chameleon here, and we fire on that fire starter.
Target locked. Go time.
We missed with all of those machine gun rolls, sadly, but that's fine.
Receiving you.
The Clint can come up over this direction. It is running pretty hot, but we can position it here, vigilance it, because we have taken a fair amount of damage here, and we only have 2 evasive pips. And then we can go for the fire starter. I think we're going to fire the rocket 20 here and hope for a kill.
Aye, aye.
Well, we did eliminate a lot of its weaponry, but it's not dead. It fires flamers on the Clint, but that's not that big of a deal. And then it fails the shutdown override. Okay.
Yeah?
So our J Centurion is... I would like to actually take it out over this direction and engage these guys. We're going to fire on that Strider with our AC-20 Midron. Some damage there, but not as much as I was hoping for.
Black on AC-20 ammo.
Well, only precision AC-20 ammo, but sure. That is a charge. And it does succeed in hitting the stealth.
There!
So that's a knockdown. And that's a lot of damage onto that stealth.
My head.
What's in that arm? Nothing. Okay. That was unsurprising that they went for that. The Centurion attack. I didn't expect them to get as aggressive as they did with their Wolverine. But overall, I think this is okay. That's incredibly irrelevant to us. I don't know why they'd do that. The Strider then moves in and goes for the stealth. That's unsurprising, but what is surprising is that it misses. We'll take that.
Commander?
Our long-range Centurion at this point is going to finish that fire starter.
Affirmative.
Fantastic.
Target eliminated.
Phase 16, they have that Arbiter over there. Okay, another miss on the stealth. They've not been able to really capitalize on their successful charge. So that's great. We're going to position here, I think, with the Wolverine. Actually, here is slightly better.
Roger.
And I want to fire on their Wolverine. We will not fire our ER lasers here. Very solid. That was exactly what I was hoping to see there. And now their line holder. Okay. That's fine for now. We'll have to deal with that rotary rifle for sure. But we're going to fire on this Wolverine, and I think we're going to step forward here slightly.
I'm walking here.
Yeah, we're going to step forward here slightly, and only fire the one LRM-15 due to heat.
Firing on target.
A little bit more damage there, and now our stealth can stand up.
I'm up.
We are successful at that, and we definitely do want to put this guy between us and any enemy targets. So we're going to position here.
If you say so.
We're going to vigilance our stealth. And I think we accept this. Okay. The stealth's armor is very low from that charge,
That looks all out of short-range missiles.
but that's okay.
Reporting heavy damage.
Internal. Structure down. Watch the heat.
That Wolverine is in some serious danger at this point.
Commander.
Our Clint is going to pass it by and continue pushing forward. Now our Clint is also pretty heavily damaged, particularly in the legs. So we're going to vigilance it, and we are going to fire on, I think, this Strider. Probably something like this. We missed on, what was that, 80-some%? Sad. We had good odds at any rate.
Yep.
Our Centurion is going to definitely close in over here. We want them to focus on this Centurion if they can, or rather if they will. We're going to hit this Strider as hard as we can with our Midran. We did take out that arm,
How'd that taste?
so that's great. Their Arbiter moves in, fires on the Clinton, misses. That's solid. We're happy about that.
Ready to get it on.
Our Chameleon is going to close in over here. And I think we're going to go for the kill on the Wolverine. Yeah, let's go for the kill on the Wolverine. High explosive, not armor piercing. Solid hit there. Lots of crits, or a couple crits anyway, but really not what I was hoping for. We did get a pilot ejection, though. Okay, so that's half of the Davian forces, plus the target dead. That we're reasonably okay with. I don't mind them doing that.
Good to go.
Our Wolverine, at this point, we would love to make it up past our... Well, actually, this is fine. This position is also fine.
No problem.
We're going to position
On my
here
way.
instead of sprinting, and we're going to hit that Strider. We're running fairly hot. This is unsurprising.
Locked on.
LRM ammo explosion there. Left torso destruction.
Heavy damage.
That Strider is getting close to dead. And they're backing off with their other Strider. We like this.
Yes, Commander.
This Centurion is... Is this a clear shot? Yes, this is a clear shot. We're going to take the clear shot on this Strider. We'll light him up.
Roger that.
That'll be a knockdown. Fantastic. Unfortunately, he hasn't moved yet this round. Firing on the Wolverine. That's not surprising.
Damage minimal. Standing by.
Our Hunchback is going to continue to fire over here. And I think now we can go ahead and do this to guarantee a kill on that Strider. There we go. 75% done with the supporting forces. And that's a miss on our Centurion. We're happy about that one.
Yes, Commander.
Now, our stealth is running pretty hot here, and we want to protect our left side. So we're going to turn like so,
Accelerating to location.
and we're going to vigilance the stealth. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Now, our Clint probably wants to come down over this way and sink some heat. And we'd like to protect our right side over here. So we'll position about like so. 52.7. We'll take that, and that's just a pot shot that will sink a tiny amount of heat.
Roger.
And we did manage to succeed and expose structure on that Arbiter.
Got something you want done?
The Chameleon is going to attempt to take point over here. And we'll position here. We'll just pot shot that Arbiter, see what we can get.
Copy that.
Ooh. That was lucky.
Critical hit, Commander.
That heavy rifle is gone off of the Arbiter. So that's a big damage threat, completely useless now. Now the Centurion is engaging us, but it can't hold us. Two phase 18 movers, so the Strider and the Line Holder. The Line Holder is kind of the threat at this point, because it has that rotary rifle. It also has a large laser. That's good to know.
Standing by.
Our long-range Centurion is going to start
Moving out.
creeping down this hill a little bit. And we're going to fire on whoever our hit odds are best on, which appears to be the Line Holder. Okay. That's either jammed or out of ammo on the heavy rotary AC2.
Copy that.
Decent missile damage to the Line Holder. This Centurion is going to close in, and our priority target here is likely to be their Centurion, although our hit odds there are incredibly low. We fail our sensor roll? Yes, we did. That'll do it. And he's also in a mineral field. We are actually exactly the same odds on that Arbiter. We're going to fire on the Arbiter.
Confirmed.
Okay. That's a pilot ejection. Wow. Okay. That was the right call. I didn't expect that. We're going to move up here, although we can't move the Wolverine into an unbroken LOS on the Centurion.
Roger that.
Yeah, considering that it was a broken LOS and he's in a mineral field, that wasn't shocking. Just a PPC out there. That's fine.
Waiting for orders.
Our Hunchback is going to step forward slightly here, and we're going to fire on whoever our hit odds are best on, which would almost certainly be the Centurion. Yes, indeed. Are we better off with Listen Kill? It's exactly the same. We're not going to fire these two LRMs just to sink a little heat.
Target confirmed.
We'll melt a little armor off of that Centurion.
Right here.
Our stealth is, of course, in a slightly awkward situation as far as defenses go. We can position here, however, and have our right side facing this way, and I like that choice.
Got it.
We're going to fire on this Strider, although our hit odds are incredibly low. Oh, didn't get anything there. We didn't expect anything there.
Of course. I missed.
Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Our Clint, at this point, it's still got the low armor on the legs, so I'd like to keep it in cover. I'm thinking about just reserving it for now, and I think that's what I'm going to do. The Centurion moves now, and let's see if he moves out of that mineral field. He does. He's meleeing our Centurion. That is very brave. That is a charge, and he successfully hit that charge. So that is a knockdown on our Centurion. But his positioning is really bad. Like, he is wildly out of position right now. Do we want to go for high explosive ammo here? I think we actually do. Light him up.
You wanna go? Let's go.
We did get an LRM ammo explosion there. That should be a knockdown. Okay. The Centurion is now regretting his life choices. The Strider is moving over. They're going to want to attack our Centurion here, and they could potentially do a fair amount of damage to it. But what we can do is hopefully block it. This doesn't quite block it, but maybe it does enough. This is the right side, so that is the weak side facing these guys, but what's in this arm? ER small laser. It's acceptable. We'll just do this, and I guess we can roll head hits. It doesn't matter. Pilot ejection. Nice. Lineholder moves up. That's who we expected him to go for, but he does not hit. And then there's that goblin way out there that goes for the Wolverine and does not hit either. Nice. Okay, so at this point,
Commander?
our Centurion is not really able to get LOS or great LOS on that much. We
the
can
move.
position here and fire on that line holder way out there, and let's go ahead and do so.
Affirmative.
Good side arc damage there.
Receiving you.
Our Clint is also interested in engaging over that way. We can't make it to the mineral field, sadly, so what we're going to do is we're just going to position here,
Order received.
and we're going to fire on that line holder with the ERPPC pot shot.
Got it.
We don't hit, but that's fine.
That's a miss. Orders?
Our Hunchy is going to stay exactly where it is, and we're going to fire on that line holder side arc with good odds on Artemis 4. As a structure exposure on the line holder.
Reporting critical hit.
Yes, Commander.
Our stealth is going to continue to chase down their Strider. This is protecting the left side. Go ahead and fire on him. A little bit of side arc damage there, not a ton.
Aye, aye.
Our Centurion stands up. It's still doing okay in the armor department.
I'm up. Let's
So
go.
we're going to position here,
Let's move.
where we actually have side arc on that line holder. Fire. That line holder is
Scored a
not
critical
doing
hit.
well.
Ready to get it on.
Our Chameleon is going to sprint in as it can.
Acknowledge.
And we're going to look to finish that line holder. This may not actually kill it, but it has almost no armor on this flank anymore.
Solid connection on that one.
Not really the crits that we
Stand by.
needed there. We're going to send the Clint, though, up to go after the Strider.
Affirmative.
We'll position it there. And this should be fine. This is just a pot shot, but yeah, that's okay.
Negative
We're
damage.
going to need to chase down that Strider eventually. The line holder backs off a little bit, unjams its heavy rotary AC2, but otherwise does not fire. The Strider moves up, goes for the Clint, does a little damage. Our armor's getting low, but that's fine.
There. Orders.
We are completely okay here. We're going to move up with our Wolverine, and I suspect our Wolverine is going to go for the kill on the line holder. Yeah, definitely. We're going to do this.
That hit something good.
More
Watch
crits
my
there, but
Taking
not
damage.
quite what we needed.
Yes, Commander.
Our long-range Centurion is actually able to get a direct LOS here. It's not the greatest direct LOS,
Engaging
but we'll
target.
light him up. That
Reporting
is an
critical
arm
hit.
destruction, but not a leg destruction. Interesting. Yeah, very close. It looked like a leg destruction,
here.
but it was not one. We're going to position here
Roger.
with the Centurion. 39.5. You know what? We're going to take this. It wasn't worth it. Okay.
Out of AC-20 ammo.
Yes, you are. I gambled on that one, and I lost, but that's fine. We can still deal with this line holder, no problem, with our other mechs.
Ready for
Specifically, the Hunchy. Can we get direct LOS over here? Yes. I mean, it's blocked LOS, but close enough. Light him up.
orders. Roger that.
That'll be a knockdown.
I'm out of long-range missiles.
Yes, indeed you are. And that took out the leg as
Big
well.
Damage.
So yeah, that line holder is incredibly close to
Standing
dead.
by.
Our stealth is going to close in to here on the Strider.
And there.
And we're going to light this guy up. This is a bit of an overheat, but we'll probably take it. Definitely worthwhile.
Go time.
Next up, our Clint is going to move to here.
Roger.
And we are also going to hit this Strider as hard as we can, although we're not going to fire the ERPPC here. We're just going to roll crits, I guess.
Copy that.
No armor penetration there, sadly.
Got something you want done?
The Wolverine will also move up
Moving out.
and hit that Strider, I think. Actually, no we won't. We're going to go for the kill on the line holder here.
Taking the shot.
There we go. One dead line holder.
Mech destroyed.
Phase 19, the Strider moves now. We'll see what choice it makes. Its options are limited. I mean, it did a decent chunk of damage there. No doubt about that.
Yes, Commander.
But we're also just going to immediately move up here and
Roger
engage
that.
it. Yeah, high explosive ammo is fine here, I think. Light him up.
Firing on target.
Upper leg destruction, but otherwise not
Solid
too
connection on that
much.
one. I'm ready.
Okay, our Hunchback doesn't really have the greatest of options right now. We can position here and do a listen kill shot on this Strider. It's not the greatest. And we're just going to need to fire that one and sink some heat. That's 10 more internal damage, I suppose. That's fine.
Critical hit, Commander.
It is round 15 right now, or phase 15 rather, and we're going to fire on this guy with our Strider. No autocannons hit. A couple of missile hits, though.
Scored a critical hit.
Goblin firing on our Centurion. Guy's way out there, but would be
Aye, aye.
fine. We're going to, I think, actually start heading out there with our
Going
Centurion.
full throttle.
We don't need to vigilance it.
Yes, Commander.
Our stealth is going to come in to the rear arc of this Strider,
I'll try.
and we'll hit him as hard as we can back here. This is a small overheat. We'll just do that.
Clear armor.
Managing to get a fair number of strays there, unfortunately.
My armor's melting off.
Oh, you're fine.
Receiving you.
Our Wolverine is going to close in here.
Acknowledged.
This should be the kill on the Strider, for sure. We can get away with firing the ER smalls as well.
Engaging target.
And there we go.
Hostile.
One dead Strider, and
Over the red line.
next up,
Damage.
our Clint is going to position
Copy that.
here, and we're going to start pot-shotting out here.
I copy.
We aren't expecting very much in terms of the actual damage. That's fine.
Aye, aye.
Our Chameleon is going to sprint its way out.
Confirmed.
We are out of range of actually firing. That guy's way out
Awaiting
there.
orders.
Our long-range Centurion is not that long of range, and we're going to start closing in.
Standing by.
Our short-range Centurion is definitely not this long of range, and we're going to continue our close-in.
I'm receiving you.
Our Hunchy is going to need to also do that. Goblin firing at our Centurion. That's completely okay.
Standing by.
So our Stealth is also going to close in over this direction.
Commander.
And then our Chameleon is going to continue closing in.
shooting, just running.
I'm not sure we're
Good
going
to
to
go.
get in range really this round either, but we can see what we can do. That's an ERPPC hit. We'll take it.
I'm here.
Our Centurion is going to continue
Alright.
heading on in, sprinting as fast as we can.
Standing by.
And we're just trying to get range.
Commander.
But we don't need to sprint the Wolverine because we can just fire the binary laser in a pot shot.
I copy.
It doesn't hit, but that's fine.
Reporting negative damage.
Right here.
And we'll see what the ISV decides to do this
Moving
round.
full speed.
Fires on the Centurion, it gets 9 damage. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Our Hunchback is going to head in over here. Not a whole lot we can do.
Waiting for orders.
And we're going to close in with our Clint here. And now that we're in water, we can really start burning the heat. And that's a solid hit there.
Standing by.
The Chameleon can now get in
I
range.
copy.
Fantastic. Has 4 misses. Just what we wanted. Perfect. This guy's so far out.
Standing by.
Wolverine will close in, and we are, of course, going to fire on this guy.
Firing.
And we're, of course, going to miss.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
Awaiting orders.
Our Centurion back here is finally
Copy that.
in range back here. Kind of. There's some hits.
Aye aye.
This Centurion is going to close
Position
in.
Confirmed. Firing.
That's a whole bunch of misses. Perfect.
Negative damage.
Commander.
And this Hunchback is still wildly out of range. And is going to remain so probably for the rest of the mission, if I had to guess. Whole lot of nothing there from the ISV. And let's close in with our stealth here.
Copy.
Good
Fantastic. Our Wolverine will hop into the water.
Location confirmed.
We can actually not shoot the medium laser. Ooh, that's a binary laser hit. And a few hits from our MRM-20, but not too much.
I'm out of SRM. Standing by.
Our Clint is going to sprint forward here.
Let's move.
And we're going to fire on this guy with our ERPPC. That's a 3rd hit in a row.
Order.
Always good to see. Our Chameleon will continue to close in,
Acknowledged.
and we'll continue to take pot shots here. These will be armor piercing.
Roger that.
Okay.
Standing by.
Our Centurion will close
Copy
in as
that.
well. And fire those SRMs.
Aye aye. Engaging target.
There's more damage. And he missed everything there again. Perfect.
Aye aye.
So this Centurion is, of course, capable of moving over to
way.
here. And then shooting on the
Roger
ISV.
that.
We miss with the autocannons. Actually, we hit with 1 round of the ultra autocannon. That's nice. And our Hunchback is just going to continue heading down this hill. Not like we can actually do anything.
Standing by.
The stealth is able to get in range of pot shots at this time.
Affirm.
And we did manage to hit the medium-heavy laser.
Waiting
So we've
for
almost got this guy down. Now we're starting to see some hit odds. And we still almost missed
Kill
everything.
confirmed, Commander.
But that's okay, we got what we needed.
orders. 41 left.
Fantastic. We wiped out the Op4. It took a while, but mostly because one of them was stubbornly hiding on the far side of the ocean. Fantastic. So the next question is, what do we actually get from salvage? Unfortunately, there were no heavies. We didn't really take all that much damage. Mostly armor there. I mean, there's the Enforcer parts. And the Centurion parts. There are 5 Centurion parts available. Are we interested in any weapons? They do have a heavy PPC. We have 4 of those. The heavy rotary AC2, however, we're taking that. Snubnose PPC, we've got one of those already. SRM-6 Valiant, that's a nice one. It's got the crit bonus. Artemis 4 Battle Computer. Sure. The Com Suite Plus, there's some good stuff in here, but I think I'm mostly interested in reletting it, because we don't really have mechs to put it on. However, Hmm. 25 shots. That's not a ton of shots, considering that this thing can fire up to 6 times. Or actually, yeah, select fire of 1 to 6 shots. That is a little bit low, unless we were to take both of these. And then I guess we'll take 1 Centurion part and see what we get from the roulette. We got a Wolverine part as well. A standard AMS. We did get a Snub-Nose PPC. We'll keep that around, I guess. SRM-6 Valiant, we will keep that. A Gunnery Battle Computer. Basic cockpit, get rid of that. Engine Core 180, we've got a couple. Engine Core 250, we've got one. A Standard Engine XL, we've got one, we'll get rid of it. Ferrofibrous armor is always nice to have around. Jump jets, no thank you. Sadly, we did not get the heavy PPC. But we do already have 4 of those, so it's not that big of a deal. So let's go ahead and see what Yang thinks it's going to cost to repair. In the meantime, I will say that you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'm hopeful, although, well, hopeful's kind of the wrong word. I would be happy, very, very happy indeed, if we were able to get ourselves another medium out of that. I'm not exactly hopeful that it's going to be possible. So let's go ahead and see how much that's going to cost to repair. That's not too bad, considering how much armor we lost anyway. And we're going to hop into our mech bay real quick here. And we're going to hop into our storage. Man, I wish we could ready that Warhammer. Unfortunately, that is not an option. Centurion, no. Rifleman would be nice too. We can ready a Wolverine. And so we shall.
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
Okay. Nothing special with this prototype, huh? Well, let's go ahead and get it refit real quick here. It's going to be a 55-tonner, I think. Yep, 55-tonner. Repair all. It's rocking, by default, an XL engine with an Engine Core 275. We're probably not going to run an XL engine, but we will put an Engine Core 275 in there. We will want endosteel structure and ferrofibrous armor, although we do have clan endosteel structure available. Let's go ahead and put that in. We are running a C3 Master. I'm going to ditch that for now, as well as the SRM-4 and the Ammo SRM. And these hardpoints are fairly reasonable. We were running a double heatsink kit in this. We do have 3 double heat sinks. Do we have a DHS kit? Yes, we do. So we can do something like that and then run our 3 double heat sinks. How many are required externally? None. Okay. Hang on a moment. Additional 1. Okay. I don't think we have a heatsink +1. We have a heatsink +2. So that won't really be too great, but we'll put in a second double heatsink here. Let's go ahead and max out that armor. And we've got about 16 tons to work with in terms of weight. For 4 laser hardpoints and a missile hardpoint. Okay. We could run light PPCs or snub-nose PPCs, potentially. That's 30 heat. And they do more damage than the ER. How fast do we move? 5 and 7. How much spare heat do we have right now? 72 heat sinking. How many slots is this? 3 slots. That right there is immediately 90 heat. Base heat multiplied by number evasion pips to the power of negative 0.3. So they're better if you don't move with them. Got it. How much armor do we actually have on this thing? 1145? That's reasonable. That is certainly reasonable. But I'm not sure that this is the mech for that. Just because of that insane heat level. We could do something really dumb, like a large X-Pulse, a pair of snub noses. I mean, we're probably going to run into major weight issues here. A pair of snub noses like this, and then like a small laser in the head. That's actually only 3 tons overweight. We could hypothetically make that work. We would need an extra double heatsink in this, and our heat efficiency is still sufficiently bad that I would like to, I think, drop the large X-Pulse and replace that. We have 2.47 tons here. Replace that with something like a medium inner sphere heavy laser. We still have about a ton of heat. Or a ton and a half remaining here. We could put on like a Rocket 20 to fill this hardpoint. This is kind of ridiculous, might I point out. Do we have anything that we can do to reduce our heat generation? Like a heat exchanger or something like that? I don't believe so, and we don't have any additional things here. We definitely want this energy accuracy FCS. There's no doubt about that. A clan cockpit would be really solid here. And we've got a sensor basic already. I'd love to put in the engine heatsink +2, but this isn't going to work because we don't have enough available internal heat sinks. So that's not a possibility. What else could we put on this? I mean, there is a battle computer energy. That requires a targeting computer. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. We could put the sensor sentinel on. That requires a hard point there. Or rather a slot. But we could put a sensor probe on there. That would work. Okay, and then we just drop a little bit of weight in these legs, like so. Our heat efficiency isn't the greatest, but we're only 20 heat off. Which means that in theory, we can just toggle off our heavy laser here and sink a tiny amount of heat. And maybe even our small laser. And that's only 3 heat, but even so. And that assumes that we're firing our rocket 20, which we're not most of the time. We're actually only 11 heat off. Assuming no modifiers, of course. I like it. We're going to do it. We're going to get that going. And I do need to put that cut in here. I already did the outro a while ago, so you can do all of those things. And I will see you all next time.